Hey, this is the card selection for this week's Pick a Card for Cosmic Soul Energy Messages. We've gone with a little bit of a Halloween theme, so we have Group 1 with the little cat, who's unfortunately my actual real cat, knocked down and broke. But Cat in the Skull is Group 1. We have the Little Witch for Group 2, and we have the Broomstick for Group 3. So I will just let you sit here for a minute, choose by your intuition, and then you can go down into the comments, find the timestamp, and go to your reading. I'll see you over
Hey guys, it's Alvi here from Cosmic Soul Energy Messages, and this is Group 1's reading. So if you chose the little cat, and yes, my actual cat decided to have a bit of fun with this one, so he's missing half of his little tray, but this is the little black cat, or Group 1. This is your reading. So let's have a look at your oracles. Oh, look at that. I have a magical door. So the first one we have is dance celebration. All right, so that's pretty good energy coming through already. Since you've got the power, um, use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it and get grounded. All right, so I feel like with the full moon and the eclipse energy, I think a lot of us probably need to be grounding ourselves, especially if you're highly sensitive. Um, if you're an empath, if you're someone who's on the ascension path, it's very easy to get lifted up into these amazing high energies, and it's great, but sometimes we need to ground ourselves back down into reality as well, so we're not just living in the energy, because we are humans and we're meant to be living physical lives as well. um, so let's have a look. Celebration, it looks sort of like, you're celebrating something, obviously. um, a few things come to mind when I see this card. One of those is that you'll be celebrating something. Another is that you might be invited to a celebration, or you know that you're going to, a party, or what else? A party, or a music festival, or something like that. Okay, so it's sort of that time of the year now too, I guess, is when all the Christmas parties for work and work parties and stuff like that start happening. Silly season starts to get into swing. But I'm feeling mostly like, also looking at this dance card, um, dance, it's like it's about moving your body, right? And moving your body allows you to shift energy. It allows you to release trauma or energies that might not be, doing that for you. And it helps you sort of like raise your vibe. I'm not someone who talks about raising the vibe a lot, because I kind of feel like it's the wrong way. It's not the wrong idea. It's just the way that we talk about it is maybe is not as accurate to say to raise your vibe as to say to expand your energy. Um, because the more you're not higher or better than anyone else when you've got a higher vibe. It's just that you're in a different frequency, right? That's the thing, right? So um, I don't often talk about that, but I feel like with this coming through that maybe you may find yourself in this kind of situation. You might be a bit down. You might be a bit um says you've got the power, use your abilities to resolve the situation. So I feel like you might be facing a situation that's kind of dragging you down a bit. And sometimes when you're in a situation like that, it's hard to remember how to kind of lift yourself out of it. Sometimes dancing, or just, letting loose and letting things out in a way, interpretive dance, having good music on, singing, screaming at the top of your voice, things like that can really help to shift that energy. And remember, it helps you remember who you are, like underneath all the stuff that goes on around you in the world. Let's have a look. And also get grounded. So, yeah, I'm feeling like, as I said, a lot of us probably need to ground. I've been doing a lot of work with grounding at the moment, and I've sort of fallen into this really kind of surrender energy where it's just a lot of calm, chill, feeling very in the body rather than out in the spirit. Um, and I think that's a vibe that we can all click into if we try. And sometimes it's hard because you get sort of you feel all the rush and bustle and stuff going on around you, and you kind of feel like, oh shit, I should be doing something, and in that moment to ground yourself back out of that. It's fine if you should be doing something, but it's easy to get caught up in like just being sort of feeling like you have to do things all the time, and sometimes that's a bit of a trauma response as well. It's a way that we learn to avoid our feelings or avoid having to sit with our feelings. And I wrote an article, or made a post on my Facebook page earlier today about how all emotions that we have, they're all acceptable, right? Even though we're told that they're not. We have like anger and, I don't know, frustration, jealousy, things like that. They're all an invitation or, hi, yeah, there's something going on here you need to pay attention to. So if you feel those things, it's not about denying them. It's not about pushing them away and pretending that you don't feel them because you're all positive and full of light. It's actually the people who can sit with those feelings and let them be and process them and then shift them out of their being, out of their energy being, that really are the ones that are, what's the word I'm looking for, are able to expand into their energy more. Because it's things like that, if you have them blocked, it blocks you from expanding because it's sort of sitting in there stopping your energy from expanding and your consciousness from expanding, because it's taking up all of your energy just to kind of maintain that denial, and you might not even realize it. This is all coming out as a channel, by the way, so I hope that whoever watches this understands what I'm saying and it resonates with you. Now, I've only done 3 and I'm just looking for my deck. Let's have a look, at what's coming up for you in the week. Oh, a bit of a tired one still. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the energy it's weird. Basically, I didn't do the readings last night or yesterday like I normally do because I just didn't have the energy for it. It's like, yeah, it was sort of like being in a little cocoon, in a little pocket of numbness in a way, but not in a bad way, like numbing things out, but just sort of like protected from everything. And I didn't want to tap into the collective energy because I could feel a lot of anxiety and stuff going on around me. And I felt like I was put in that little cocoon for my own sort of safety or something like that by my guides. So I just listened and didn't go ahead with the reading. So we're looking for messages for group 1 for the upcoming week. And the first thing we have is the Knight of Cups has come up. This is an offer of love, usually. Let's just have a look and see what else we've got coming up here. So messages for group 1. Sorry about looking at the top of my head. I realized I'd just gone into a zone while I was shuffling. Alright, so group 1, messages for group 1 for the rest of the week. Oh jeez, that's a lot of cards just falling down, but we'll just take this one that flipped out on its own. I hope if I put them up the right way when I put them down. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this energy that's coming from these 2 cards, the messages that are coming from these 2 cards, for the beginning of this week, so like yesterday, today, maybe tomorrow, it just depends on where you are too, because I'm in the Southern Hemisphere, so it's already Tuesday here, whereas if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it's only just Monday. So yeah, and also, no readings are set in stone, and time itself, like, you could see this message in a week and it might be the right time, or this might not happen for you until later in the week, just because you're in a different space at where I am, like, as I'm reading it. So, like, take it with a grain of salt, and if it's not sort of resonating right now, you can always come back to it later and see if it, if it's something that you need to know about. So these two cards together, I feel like it's like an offer of love. It doesn't have to be love. It could just be like, Cups is all about relationships of all different kinds, right? It's about emotions. So it could be an emotional offer. It could be a love offer. It could be, an offering of friendship or something like that that sort of opens your heart. I'm getting this feeling, like clairsentiently or empathically. It's like something that somebody says or does to you it's such a it kind of opens your mind to something else, to something bigger. And I'm feeling this feeling of like your heart center being able to expand through this person's offer or through these people's offer. So it could be love. It could be that you're seeing possibilities through, the offer of love, or the premise of, a relationship or something like that. Or it could just be, friendship as well. It depends on your personal situation, right? And this is a collective reading, so not everything is going to land for you. Not everything is going to make sense for you. And I can't say everybody in this group is going to have a love offer, because not everybody will, right? It might not be the right time for you. And on that subject, because it is a collective reading, if you are drawn to this and there are messages in it but it's not deep enough for you, I am doing personal readings. So if you want a personal reading so you can get more in depth and more personal kind of information, book a reading with me, basically. So anyway, as I was saying, so there's this offer. It's an emotional offer that's going to come through to you in some form, right? And I feel like this offer is going to open your mind to new possibilities, or it's going to it's going to give you a pathway for the light to come in. So this is expansion in the mind, but I'm also feeling like this is expansion in the heart as well. So heart center expansion. That feeling of, what I'm getting is like, it's this feeling of gratitude. It's this feeling of, wow, my faith in humanity has been restored somehow because of the way this person or these people have given to me, or what they've offered to me out of the blue sort of thing. So I feel like it's maybe a bit of a surprise, maybe something that you wouldn't really expect. Like an offer of perhaps going to a party, or I'm looking at the celebration and dance, or, maybe it's just something that's kind of, going to open you up to new things, to new experiences, to, and also to this sort of feeling. It's this feeling of gratitude, as I said, and the feeling of like having faith restored in humanity, or in the way that people treat each other, because sometimes when it's not pretty out there, right? And sometimes things can make you sort of retract, and I feel like this is the absolute opposite of this. It's a really good sort of a situation for you, and I feel like maybe as I said, it sort of feels like a surprise, like you're not expecting it, and it might be from someone you haven't heard from for a long time. Or it might be just some people have recognized you for what you do, or something like that, and decided to, give you something or offer you something that you didn't really think that they would. Maybe a job offer, maybe, I don't know, an offer to go out somewhere, like maybe an art show or something like that, like a gallery somewhere where you wouldn't normally go, but, by going there, it's going to give you inspiration, new ideas, things like that. Okay, let's have a look at some more messages for group 1. That's a pretty good way to start the week, I must say. So we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I did drop a card before, but I put it back in the deck because I was busy chatting. And if it's meant to come out, it will come back out. So there's that many cards in a tarot deck. I always say that the messages have got to come through no matter what. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So usually this is about independence and financial independence. In the reverse, just with the other message and energy that's coming through, I feel like this is sort of like, it's saying, it's not talking about rejecting independence entirely, but also, what's the word, interdependence. So like this offer is going to show you that you don't have to do it all on your own. You don't need to always be the one who does everything. Like somebody's going to offer you something in a way that's going to make your life easier. I think it's going to kind of show you that you can trust other people, or being independent maybe isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes you need that interdependence. So what's the word I'm looking for? Symbiotic. It's like sort of a symbiotic thing. I feel like, especially if this is relating to financial situations, this is something, maybe it's going to bring you more money, but it means that you need to collaborate with other people. You need to sort of let your guard down a little bit, especially if it's around, you know, like artistic work or something like that, where you are, you know, like something that you do yourself and it's self-expression, and that can be very difficult to kind of let other people in and hear their opinions and hear their ideas and things like that. But in this case, I feel if you can do that, you will find that you know, you're making more money as a group or as a collaboration, or and that it's not necessary for you to be just one moment. Okay, sorry about that, group one. I had to go answer the door. So what were we talking about? That's right. Being part of a group, like being cooperative, or sorry, I just ran up and down the stairs. Basically just having some kind of connection with somebody or a group of people that makes you realize that sometimes, like, there's how can I put it? Oh no. I'm yawning as well. So it might not be a financial thing either. It might be like a resources thing. It might be an offer of a relationship that takes the weight off your shoulders, so you're not the complete head of the household. Someone else is helping you. It's that kind of energy that I'm getting with this. It's not... I think it's just like it's giving you ideas of how things can work in a different way, instead of you just always having to be the independent one, right? Sometimes independence really isn't that great. Trust me, I know. Single parent for I don't know how many years now. Having that independence is sometimes good, but sometimes it's really not. Sometimes you just wish someone else would go and fucking do it for you. So we have the Eight of Wands also in reverse here. So let's have a look. Oh, let me just tune in. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm yawning so much all of a sudden. It's fine before. Eight of Wands in reverse. So Eight of Wands is a lot of fast moving energy. I think what this is saying is really, it's like sometimes fast moving energy is great. Sometimes when things change, it's great. Sometimes when you get lots of messages, it's great. But at this time, this new idea that's going to come to you, this new energy that's going to come to you from this offer, this emotional offer, I feel like it's kind of like a buffer zone for you, so you don't feel like you have to field everything, all of these messages and all of these changes and all of this stuff that comes at you all the time. I feel like that weight is being taken off your shoulders, which is it's good. It means you get to have a rest. Maybe you are someone who's never had time for themselves, so you can't sit down and ground or whatever. You know, you can't sit with yourself, you can't process those emotions, and you don't get a chance to go out or you know, all of those kinds of things, because you're so busy just trying to hold it all together, trying to hold it all down for other people. I feel like this offer that is coming your way is something that's going to help you not have to, you know, not have to do that all by yourself all the time, which would be lovely. All right, so group one, can we have some more messages, like midweek messages? Whew, midweek messages. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords. I see a little bit of anxiety, a bit of worry. As soon as I was kind of looking at that card, I was thinking, I was hearing, feeling, thinking that I feel like while you might be having anxiety, again, it's sort of like there's a buffer zone for you here in this energy of this week. Maybe because you'll be focused very difficultly. You'll be focused. Now that's too many cards at once, so we won't take those. Midweek messages, please. You'll be more focused on this change that's coming in, as there is change. I can feel it. All right, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles next for you guys. So Eight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is sort of the Eight of Swords coming through. This is anxiety, overthinking, worrying about things, basically. And what I feel is like, while this new situation is something that's really good, it's difficult to change. You know, when you're used to doing things your own way and you only do them your way because you're independent and don't ask people for help, it can be a bit of an adjustment. But when you make that adjustment, you will come to this energy of the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles, as you can see, it's like, it's a family thing. It's a group thing. They have plenty of resources, so they don't have to worry about that. And they have time to spend with their kids. They have time to do their own thing. You know, it's all of that sort of stuff. It's what most people aim for in this lifetime, I guess, is to be able to have enough money to be financially independent of the system. And you know, and be able to enjoy each other's company instead of being at work all the fucking time, or, you know, all of those things that we get stuck in, and not having time for other people, or not having time for yourself even. So let's have a look. More messages for group one, please. Can I hear more? See. Have more messages. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of Pentacle cards coming up here. Which kind of, it signifies to me that, like, this is energy that's kind of very grounded. It's also about, you know, what's going on in the physical world, in your physical world. So it could be about finances and abundance. It could be also about resources. It could just be about, you know, day-to-day practical kind of stuff. But I feel like you're kind of seeing it in a different light. I feel like this, as I said, this offer, it kind of takes the burden off your shoulders a little bit, or maybe a lot. And while you might be kind of finding it a little, or you might find it a little stressful at first because it's different. And, you know, sometimes if you're so used to doing everything your own way, or having everything done a certain way, it's hard to let go of that control. And that might worry you, but I feel like it's not something that you need to worry about with the Ten of Pentacles coming up, because it's just showing that yeah, your worries are ungrounded because it's already sort of taken care of for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles, so starting something new in the physical world. As I said, this could be an offer of love. This could be an emotional offer, like something. I'm trying to get the right words, sorry guys. I can feel the energy. It's sort of like, something, I don't know, it's like, for some of you, definitely, I feel like this is going to be a relationship. For others of you, as I said, this is a thing with a group of people, or just like a realization that there's people in the world who can help you. And that you'll be connecting with that energy, and that's going to give you, as I said, more a different insight, like new insight, a new expansion into new ideas and what's the word, inspiration. So I feel like that this Ace of Cups is coming from that. It's like starting something new, planting a new seed, putting a new plant in the ground and growing it. Let's have a look and see. Let's get some clarification on the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, please. Can I get some clarification on that one for group 1? Ooh. Alright, so we have the Page of Swords. Lots of different ideas. Learning. I feel like this is something about learning. Learning new different ways. The Page of Swords is, it's a young energy. There's like lots of ideas here, so there's lots of thoughts flying around. She's reading a book. She's walking across a sword that's there's like a gap here, and she's using it like a tightrope. So I feel like it's kind of going to feel a little bit like that, trying to find a balance, that there'll be a lot of kind of mental energy going on and trying to find a balance. And I feel like this is where the Get Grounded card is kind of pointing to. It's this energy doesn't always work for everybody, and sometimes we really need to remember to ground things into our body, to be in our bodies, to feel, to be in life, in the world, instead of like up in our heads thinking about this, thinking about that. What if this goes wrong? I could do that, or I could do this, all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes great ideas come from that kind of thinking, but a lot of the time it's more just what I'm getting is sort of, it's like an ADHD thing. It's like you can't focus on just one thing and get it finished. It's a lot of different stuff all coming in at you all together. So I feel like, getting grounded will really help you kind of hone in on whatever this new thing is that you want to start. You want this new seed you want to plant. It could be, as I said, a new relationship. It could be a new friendship. It could be a new friend group. All sorts of different things. But there's definitely like an emotional quotient to this. So let's have a look. Some more messages. Add some more messages for group 1. Okay. Come on, group 1. More messages, please. Okay, so we got a couple of cards come up here. We've got some radio. So we have this one. This is the Page of Cups. More cups. This is the I love the energy of this card. This is kind of like unexpected magic. It's things that you don't, and I did say that I thought that this I felt like this offer that you're going to get isn't something that you really expect or that you thought would happen, something like that. But this Page of Cups is, when you read in the little guidebook thing for this particular deck, it says like, this is the pigs might fly card. So it's something like that, right? It's like, yeah, if the pigs might fly, and then you see the pig flying past with its wings, and it's all to do with emotions and emotional offers, being heels over head. So you're not head over heels, but you're heels over head, and there's also love there, right? So I feel like this is kind of bringing in this special magic, right? This special kind of, it's serendipitous magic, kind of whimsical, not something you just don't expect, right? I feel like that is going to happen this week for you. You're going to get this energy towards the end of the week. And it's because of this is what they're saying to me right now. It's because of this, and it's because of this energy here, right? How this offer opens something up within you that you didn't probably even know was there, right? It just gives you a whole new perspective is what they're saying to me right now. So there's a bit of, adjustment, I guess is the best way to put it. But you shouldn't worry, because you are taken care of as far as that's concerned. And just be sort of like, open to the magic, right? Open to new, different, and unexpected things happening. I feel like you won't have to work as much. This is the 8 of Pentacles. This is like putting in a lot of effort. I feel like your effort has been one that you've done in the past, like the effort towards this. You did something in the past, right? You've been putting in a lot of work, but now you can kind of sit back and watch it all roll in. And then you have the High Priestess as well. So the High Priestess is kind of asking you to go into your intuition. It's secrets and things that you don't, things that you don't see with your eyes, basically. It's a very energetic kind of feeling here. And I feel like, I feel like this is sort of like asking you to listen to your intuition more. And this is going to lead you. If you listen to your intuition more this week, or you might feel like you're in a space, in a safer, energetic space now after this sort of beginning of the week energy, to be able to sort of tap in more. You're able to tap into that High Priestess energy of, magic and intuition and psychic abilities and things like that, and kind of know the unknown more. I feel this is sort of like your energy, and it's growing as the week progresses. So that's it for the tarot. I'm just thinking, I feel like you guys need some oracle card messages as well, and I'm looking around going, which decks have I got close to me? Which one can I get? I'll have a look here. Alright, let's have a look. That one. This one. I was going to dress up for this reading, but I really can't be bothered. I've got like Halloween stuff, but nah. I don't know. I'll just wear it any other day when I feel like being when it's the real Day of the Dead here. I won't go into that lecture. That's my yearly lecture on how it's not actually Halloween in the Southern Hemisphere, because Halloween or All Hallows or whatever is a seasonal celebration, and therefore it's the wrong season here. Okay, so we got, yes, so that's confirmation of something, right? So yes, this is like, let's have a look. Let's have a think. What are we talking about here? Something you've been asking yourself about. Maybe you already have a little inkling of what it is that's coming for you, this energy, this offer, but you kind of like, I don't think so. It'd be nice, but I don't think so. This is a yes. So whatever it is that you're questioning right now, it's a yes, but it's a positive yes. It's not, if you've got a question and it's negative, you're thinking about someone passing away or something like that, it's not a yes in that sense. It's more of it's a positive yes. It's a supportive yes. Let's have a look and see what else we've got here coming up from the angels. Can we get a bit more clarification on this yes, perhaps? Reconsider. So, that's interesting. It says, yes, reconsider. We'll have another one, because that kind of, it's like a complete opposite. But yeah, okay, so we've got be assertive has come up. Alright, so I feel like, actually, sometimes, I feel like this, maybe you'll be tempted to say no straight, like, off the bat with this offer, or kind of reject it because it's not expected and it's kind of maybe not what you think is going to be productive or supportive for you. But they're saying reconsider this and say yes, because it's something that's actually going to really open up life for you. It's going to make things more, whoa, I just threw some cards across the room, whoops. Oh dear. Okay, 1 or 2 more cards, please. And they're saying be assertive. So there might be some situations where you need to assert yourself, have boundaries around this as well. Okay, so let's have a look. All right, so we have big happy changes coming up for you guys, and we'll pull one more. Oh, that one wants to come out. Ask for help from others. And what was I saying about, community groups and stuff like that, and realizing that you don't always have to be the one that carries everything. Other people, you can delegate to other people, I think. And that might be where you need to, you know, look at being a bit more assertive, because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to, you know, be telling people how things need to go if you are a shy person or something like that too. Anyway, guys, hopefully this has some messages for you and resonated with you. As I said, if you want a private reading to get a more in-depth look at your own personal stuff, please message me. You can message me on Facebook, I think is the best way to do it. That's actually the only place you can really get me, unless you've got my personal phone number, and I don't put that out. So yeah, other than that, you know, leave me a message, leave me a like, all of that stuff, and I will hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, bye. Hey everyone, Alvi here. This is Group 2's reading for my spooky Halloween reading, even though it's not actually Halloween in the Southern Hemisphere, and I need to put that little, you know, thing in, because every year I do the same thing and whinge about it. But anyway, you know, whatever you celebrate today, have fun. That's really what it's all about. So let's have a look at your oracle cards. Jeez. It started off good, and then all of a sudden I started yawning and feeling weird. So we'll see how this goes. Sometimes I channel better when I'm a bit, you know, bit off. Sometimes I don't. So we have the autumnal equinox release. So this is talking about releasing something. This is the energy of this week. Your underlying energy of this week, unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So this is a very interesting, it feels like a big energy shift for you guys, right? So already we're seeing like being released from soul patterns and soul contracts. And it's asking you to let go as well. But I feel like this is kind of a very organic thing. It's going to happen for you as part of this shift, as part of the what needs to go from the eclipse and the full moon. What's come up for you is going to actually just kind of organically leave. Sometimes you do have to put a bit of work into it, but for this group particularly, with Unbound coming up as well, it's kind of, yeah, it's talking about these things being resolved for you, probably by your guides, or maybe, you know, a lot of work that you put in previously is actually all coming to fruition now, you know, after this eclipse thing. So it goes, your wish is granted as well. So what you've asked for is coming true. I feel like this is something you've been trying to let go of, maybe, or just that you wanted to be unbound from whatever it was that was blocking you from, you know, moving forward in your life, or being able to live life without certain blockages and certain patterns and beliefs, limiting beliefs and things like that might have been something that was blocking you, and you might have realized. I feel like this is for some of you that you've had some stuff come up over the last couple of weeks and done a lot of releasing, a lot of purging. That was part of the thing between the two eclipses, is that we were releasing a lot of old shit, basically. Yeah, so whoops, there goes one already. There goes two already. I haven't even asked for messages for you guys, so this is it's a good one. Okay, so let's have a look. Actually, I will just chuck those back in because I just want to make sure that it's the right messages for you, and that wasn't actually, you know, an intentional thing. So group 2, can I have messages for group 2? Beginning of the week, please. Group 2, beginning of the week. There we go, there's one already. Okay, so 4 of Cups in reverse, which is actually a pretty good thing, because the 4 of Cups talks about, you know, feeling complacent, feeling stuck, focusing on things that just keep you feeling stuck, I guess, instead of recognizing that there's, you know, magic being offered to you at all times. And sometimes, you know, this is something that comes up with, you know, soul patterns, or even, if I could stop saying, that would be great. Uh, I talk about this a lot on my page. I probably haven't for a while because I've been doing my own thing, just kind of coming back into balance after releasing a soul contract, soul partner, and a lot of other stuff, like huge, big kind of releasing of patterns and soul patterns and karmic things over the last couple of years. So I haven't really been focusing on it. But when I talk about healing, what I'm talking about is finding limiting beliefs, and they can come from like ancestral things that are in your cellular memories, but they could also come from just the way that you grew up and the things that you saw when you grew up, or beliefs, ideas, thoughts that you've had that you just have over and over again, and they kind of build up and they turn into these energy blockages that stop you from moving forward in your life. So I feel like with this Four of Cups energy, the message coming through with that is, it's kind of like it's matching up with the release and the unbound card that we have here, speaking about, instead of focusing on that old shit, on that old stuff, you are actually being offered right now, you'll see the change is coming through for you, that you'll start seeing the magic. Oh my god, done it again. You'll start seeing the magic coming through, and this is like a wish. It's something, I feel like for some of you, it's something that you've really wanted to, let go of, but you didn't quite know how. And I also feel for some of you, you've had this wish, you've had this idea, something that you've wanted to do, something that, you feel like is part of your path, but no matter how much you tried, you couldn't do it. It just never worked. It kind of backfired. You found yourself again up against like what seemed like invisible walls. Oh, sorry, I just kicked the tripod. Sorry about the wobble there. So, the energy coming through with the Four of Cups in reverse for this specific reading is like letting go of that complacency, letting go of that stuckness, and letting go of the focusing on the stuff that's actually stopping you, and realizing, being shown through your guides and just through this release that you're going through or have gone through, remembering that there's magic out there still. It's not whatever was happening before. It's not the end of everything. The two cards I dropped, I think I'm just going to chuck them back in and we'll shuffle again, because I hate it when that happens. And if they're meant to come back out, they'll come back out. Whatever message is meant to come through will come through no matter what. So it's not a big deal. Okay. I know not a lot of people read like that, but honestly, I think there's a lot of strange superstitions about how you're meant to read, and there's really no rules. Like, you do what you want, how you need to do them, how you need to do it so that you can get the messages across. Some people do it traditionally, some people do it intuitively, some people, like me, just do what they feel like, because that's what we do. I was going to say, we're indigo children, we're here to break down the rules. Alright, so we've got the Ace of Cups coming up for you. So, interesting. The Ace of Cups can be like a renewal of love for life, but it can also be, the beginning of a new relationship. It could be, or connection, meeting someone. Ace of Cups. Someone offering you a cup of love. So weird. Group 2 always turns into a love reading or a twin flame reading or something, and I don't know why. It just happens that way. I don't think it did last week, but pretty much every other reading I've done recently seems to happen that way. So let's have a look. Let's get some clarification on this Ace of Cups. What's going on with that? Alright, Judgment. Judgment in reverse. See, I feel like, again, this sort of ties in with the Four of Cups as well. Judgment is about using judgment. It's also about judging other people, or releasing your need to judge other people and their situations and things like that. Oh, I'm blowing bubbles. I love it when that happens. So this is also an energy of let go and let God. And I feel like you kind of did that and it didn't work. And this is coming through in the reversal with, I feel like it's more connected to this Four of Cups energy. It's sort of like you were really feeling, what's the words? It's one day I'll actually learn to speak properly. Disillusioned with life. You didn't really you felt like whatever you've been going through has made you kind of question your faith in whatever you have faith in. I'm not here to tell you who or what or whatever you should or shouldn't believe in, but whatever you believed in, like a higher power or source or whatever, I feel like it was kind of, you felt very disillusioned because you were trying to do things, or you were working on yourself like you're told to do and doing all these things, and it just wasn't, nothing was happening. My guides just said to me, it's because it was part of a pattern. It was part of like one of those big karmic releases, and it had to, it couldn't have happened before. It had to come up now. This is why you've got this releasing soul patterns and contracts and past lives. So this is something to do with like a karmic soul contract or something like that. That could not have, it had to go to this full circle. And it left you feeling very disillusioned. They say that there's a reason for this. I'm not quite sure what, so I hope you find peace with it, whatever it is. Maybe you already know. But yeah, sometimes karmic things and soul contracts, dropping cards again, sorry guys. I like that. It's like you want them to end, you know they need to end, but they just don't. So you're kind of stuck in this place, and then all of a sudden it's sort of like, the energy shifts, and that energy works its way through your body, through your cells, through your energy body, and actually releases it for you, resolves it. And that's not to say that everything that you've done, whatever you've done in the past, wasn't the right thing. It's just that the energy has to be right, basically. So let's have a look at this Ace of Cups. Let's have more on the Ace of Cups, please. Whoa, that one really flipped out. Okay, we've got the Eight of Swords here. This is like talking about, I'm seeing a lot of sort of like illusion or delusion here. This is very much like whatever had you bound, it was kind of like an illusion. I mean, obviously it wasn't, but it feels like, how am I trying to put this? It feels like with the Ace of Cups, it's like you could choose one way or the other, right? You could choose to be free and look into the mirror and see it. So be like the observer, see what it is that holds you back from this cup of love. Or you can choose to be in the mirror, right? So this is just a reflection. It's not real. It's just like, when you touch the mirror and there's nothing there. It's just a mirror. It's just reflecting something, but it's not reflecting the truth. So, interesting. So it's not reflecting the truth. It's not showing you the truth. There's an illusion or a delusion, or has been something that's going on here. And I feel like this is releasing this week. It's whatever this illusion or delusion or misunderstanding or something like that. I don't know. It's really hard because they're giving me a lot of energy messages rather than clairsentient messages, so I'm trying to translate the energy into words, and sometimes it just doesn't fucking work. Sometimes it's just really hard. It's hard to explain feelings sometimes. So we've got the King of Swords reverse. I feel like this is a person in your life that you might be releasing, or it might be that King of Swords energy. It's kind of cold. It has no kind of I'm just gonna have a look at him. Kind of sits above everyone else or everything else. It's this energy of not feeling, or sometimes this energy is helpful because it helps us be detached, but I feel like this is someone who's detached, or someone who was detached in your past. It could have been, like when you were a kid. It could be there could be a lot of different scenarios. What's coming through for me is a strong male energy that felt like it was detached from you. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't the support there for you that you needed from that strong male energy wherever it happened to be in your life. And this is what has been, it's part of that contract, it's part of that pattern that's been holding you back, that you have released or are in the process of releasing right now. Can we get some more messages for the rest of the week, please? Midweek messages. Ooh. There go some cards. All right, here we go. So I feel like as this is releasing, you're starting, or you are coming more. Look at this. We've got the king and the queen. I think that's the king. Yeah, queen and king of wands. So that's a very balanced energy. My guides are whispering Vesica Pisces in my head again. They like to say that to me all the time. Vesica Pisces is like where two circles meet in the flower of life, and it's like it basically represents divine union, right? It doesn't mean like human union, but divine union. So it could be a soul merger. It could be a union. How do I put it? Mostly this is about something within you, you know, being balanced, having both male and female energy working for you. And because it's wands, it's like it's all about sexual energy, it's about creative energy. Randomly I've been seeing, and I have also experienced this lately in the last few weeks too, a lot of people posting in specifically in Twin Flame and, you know, like spiritual groups on Facebook, talking about how they've got this really, really intense sexual energy coming through to everybody at the moment. Or not everybody, but, you know, people who are picking up on this, and they're saying, why? What's going on? And I'm like, my intuitive knowing for this is that this is reminding us that we are pure creation. Like, we're part of that energy that creates things, right? So this energy that's coming through us, and if this is you, and I feel like it might be for you because, you know, you're watching this, if you're feeling that energy, you breathe it up your spine. You can breathe it up to your heart if that's where you feel guided to go. You can breathe it right out of the top of your head and back into your heart, right? And that is like it's an activation energy, and it helps shift things. It's like, I could go on and on about it forever, but I'm not going to. You just have to do it and experience it for yourself. It's like, it's a Kundalini thing, right? But I feel like a lot more people are experiencing this right now. So you might find that you're feeling that, you might have that activation, and, you know, you can, again, it's like spiritual awakening. People think you only do it once, but you don't. You constantly do it, and it can happen over and over again through different circumstances. Sometimes you lose that connection just so you can come back and find it again. So for some of you, this could be that this cup of love is, you know, two people in a relationship, or finding each other, finding divine counterpart, finding however you want to put it, you know, the right person for you, your person. It could be a balanced relationship that happens because you've finally released this pattern, this karmic pattern, this detachment and anxiety, this delusion of maybe that you didn't deserve it or something. And it might be something that you didn't even realize that you felt until it comes up. A lot of the time that's how it works, right? But it also, I feel like for a lot of you too, this is finding your own inner union. You're finding your balance, you're finding your Vesica Pisces basically, which activates a lot of, you know, psychic abilities, latent psychic abilities, and energy and stuff like that. So you might find that you're doing a lot more energy work. You might find that you have a lot more energy sort of coursing through your body. I feel like, what else is going to happen here? There's just a lot of creative energy coming through with this as well. So let's have a look. We'll have some more cards. Otherwise, I'll just sit here and rant about this for the next 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, next 3 hours, next lifetime. So anyway, yeah, I feel like you've been released, which is good. And This release is allowing you to find balance in whatever way it needs to find balance in your life, whether that's a personal balance, whether that's a relationship balance, whether that's a balance between you and life, between, real life and energy. Not real life, but 3D. I hate that. It's description. I feel like there's more than 3, 4, and 5 dimensions. Pretty sure I've been to a lot more than that. But yeah, so it's just that balance between living in energy all the time and being grounded in your body and living your life. I feel like this is kind of coming back into your body a bit more, because often when you are stuck in those karmic things, you spend a lot of time, this sword energy that's coming up, this anxiety in this delusion, just kind of trying to work out what it is. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why is this still happening? Why can't I get past this thing? So yeah, releasing that anxiety and that overthinking, because you'll have had an epiphany, like a realization that it wasn't really you at all. It was something that was sitting, seated in your energy, in your soul contracts or something like that, and now it's going to leave you. My cards are falling everywhere, so let's have some more messages for group 2 towards the end of the week, please. So this is midweek. This is the King and Queen of Wands, this energy coming up for you guys, this balance, however that works in your life. Let's have a look here for the end of the week for group 2. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh no, overthinking again. Come on, man. Group 2 needs a break. I can tell by the cards and the energy coming through. Alright, so let's have a look. More messages for Group 2, please. That's too many. Let's have a look. Come on. More messages for Group 2. Group 2. Okay, so as I'm shuffling, my guides just said to me, if you're still experiencing like this, because sometimes when you release, or when you're released or resolve something, it's like there's an emptiness within you where that thing used to sit, and it feels kind of weird and empty, and it doesn't, it can make you feel in that place where you're like, you're kind of, what's wrong? Why do I feel like this? This isn't right. So this could cause a little bit of anxiety, and what they're saying is to try and tap into this balanced energy. Focus on that as much as you can. I feel like that's going to be your saving grace. So why do I keep getting kings? The King of Cups reversed. Okay, Cancerian energy. So it's very watery, very emotional kind of person or energy, but it's reversed. So it's sort of like it's just like this finding balance with energy. The King of Cups is someone who has that balance within them. They're not afraid of their own emotions, but they don't like die in there. They don't unpack and live in there. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a balance. It's not being afraid of having emotions, but it's also not being over emotional as well. So in reverse, what does that say for this group of? Maybe I feel like you're going to be worried about being over emotional or something like that. Let's have a look. What else we got? Come on, group 2. Messages for group 2 towards the end of the week. Right, we have the 6 of Wands. So I feel like you'll be finding some sort of recognition. Maybe not, like 6 of Wands is about public recognition, right? But I feel like it's just sort of more like how you start to carry yourself after this is resolved completely, and you regenerate through using this energy that's going to come to you, this balanced energy. That it's more about the way that you're going to be interacting with the world. And it's kind of like this feeling of, victory. It's victory, basically. It's like, yes, I finally fucking got there. It took a long time. I didn't think I was going to get there, but I finally fucking got there, which is a really good note to end this reading on, I think, or the tarot anyway. Pardon me. Oh God, here we go. the channeling burps. So we're going to pull a few of the Angel Answers cards for you guys as well. My back hurts, sorry guys. I don't know what I've done to it the last few days. I think I just kind of overstretched it or something. But anyway, if I sit up straight, hopefully it won't hurt too much. Let's have a look for you guys for more messages from the angels about this week for group 2, please. Any messages that angel cards want to give you? Okay, it says no need to worry. So if you are finding yourself going down that path, just remember this is divinely guided. So whatever's leaving you is meant to fucking leave you, and there's no need to worry because you are, you know, the universe has your back. You're divinely guided, however you want to put it. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but you are, and this particular situation is as well. This release and this unbinding of you. It says, so now choose a new direction. So it's time for you, after this is resolved, like your wish can be granted. You can choose a new direction. You don't have to be stuck in this anymore. Whatever this is, because you're unbound now. I like that word, unbound. Okay. Oops. And ask your angels. So I feel like that's actually about choosing a new direction. So ask your angels, you know, what direction should I go in? Meditate. If you don't believe in angels, or angels don't do it for you, you can always just talk to your guides, you know. It's all just words, right? It's all just words to describe an energy that we can't see or feel, but, you know, it can communicate with us. So I'm going to pull one more, actually. I'm nearly done, but I reckon I'll pull one more for you guys. Oops. There we go. Success. Alright, so yeah, it will be successful. It might be a bit of a rocky road, I reckon, for this week. Because sometimes, as I said, releasing things isn't as easy as it sounds. But I think for some of you, definitely, it will be a relief. And you will feel like, you know, finally this is bloody resolved, whatever it is. They just said legal situation in my head, so it could be something like that as well for you guys. And it's kind of like unbinding you from, you know, say, you know, it's a legal situation, so you're getting divorced, so you're no longer bound to that particular lifestyle or that person or how they expected you to behave or whatever, you know, whatever it was. You're unbound from that, or you're unbound from this situation, and you will have success. So hopefully some of that resonated for you. It is a collective reading, so it won't all resonate for you. The best way to get personalized information is to get a personal reading. So you can always message me for a personal reading if it did resonate, or, you know, you liked it, you want more. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, or subscribe if you're not subscribed. And other than that, I hopefully will see you on the next one. Okay guys, it's Alvi here with group 3. I nearly said group 2 even though I just did that, but anyway, group 3. So if you chose the little broom to sweep your room, yeah, this is your reading. So your oracles, which are the underlying energies, are going to give us an idea of what the energy is going to be like for this week, and then we'll go into more details with the tarot, and then we'll get some more oracle cards at the end, just different messages and stuff. So the first one we have is Stone People, Vigilance. Alright, so you can see that without the ring light reflection on it would be good. So we have vigilance, we have practice, daily, let's say daily, with daily practice you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Interesting. And then we have don't dim to fit in. So how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Alright, so I feel like with vigilance, sometimes it's talking about needing boundaries, but also sometimes it's just about watching. It's about being the observer. You know, the Stone People, which are these big You can see them. Oh, God, that's annoying. See, they stand and they watch. They don't do anything, right? They're being the observer. So I feel like for some of you, this is about kind of not taking action so much, but just watching what people are doing, observing their reactions and actions, and then, you know, adjusting the way that you react or the way that you interact with them, you know, what's the word? Accordingly, not appropriately, accordingly. So it's funny, I'm just curious. I want to see what the book says. Here we go, probably need my glasses. Let's have a look. You guys are special. I hadn't done this for anyone else. So the glasses around. I can see that. Stone people vigilance. Let's have a look. Stone people vigilance. Okay, so the stone people stand in their ever-present vigil along the shores of an ocean whose tide has receded, leaving the remnants of water in which we see them reflected. The sky, a soft and mobile backdrop for these solid beings, suggests peace and calm. They exude power, only moved and shaped. Oops. Turned the page too far. Only moved and shaped by other earth elements such as the sea, wind, and earth herself when she rumbles in her belly. With practice, we can not only emulate the stone people, but also respect their ancientness and relative absoluteness of strength. They stand tall, bearing the ragged lines of where these other earth elements have carved their impression on these otherwise seemingly immobile fortresses, long past when we've left the earth for the world of spirit. These ancient beings will remain witness to all that transpires before their bodies, so like in front of them. Remain vigilant at this time, but not out of fear. Vigilance simply means opening up your mind and senses to information as it is presented to you through your ears, eyes, physical sensations, and detached thoughts. It is especially true in two main areas. First, follow any gut feelings that tell you to be wary about someone or something. Second, pay close attention to an important opportunity that presents itself, one that may enhance your life and the lives of others. Maintain your vigilance of the clues around you and inside of you. Assess what is emanating from your body and then sort out any conditioned responses from what is purely instinctual. Examine this situation with heart, intuition, and mind in harmony, for this is how vigilance serves. Detach, take a breath, and stand tall in your stature. So there you go. That's a really interesting message. And it says practice, practice, practice as well. So the next time that's coming up. So I feel like this is you learning how to, you know, practice compassionate detachment, basically. It's like watching, waiting, as I said, it's like watching and, you know, noticing the way that people behave or react, and knowing when to set boundaries and when to allow them to, you know, be part of whatever you're doing. And I feel like this is something that you need to practice, because you might have people around you that are kind of expecting you not to be yourself. The don't dim to fit in card has come up. So it's how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? A lot of the time, conditioned responses are ones that make you kind of match someone else's energy who's not as bright as you, because they haven't done the work that you have done. But it's sort of like you don't want to intimidate them. You want to sort of stand back and just kind of watch them. Or it's making you kind of dim your light, which is never good, right? Some of you might feel intimidated by somebody else, and that's making you kind of think that you're not as good as them or you're not as bright as them. I feel like this is something that might come up for you. So there's this sort of, how can I put it? It's like an insecurity in a way, is thinking that other people are better than you, so it kind of dims your light without you even realizing that it's dimming your light. So, and sometimes you feel like you need to dim to fit in, right? So that's what this is all about, is like you're fitting in somewhere, but are you really able to truly be yourself to fit, like to be part of that group or situation or whatever? And if you're not, why? You know, maybe that's an individual, an invitation for you to be more vigilant and work out why this is happening, why you're doing this, why you feel like you need to, I guess. So that's kind of like the underlying energy. I'm going to find my deck of tarot cards and read for you for the rest of the week. I feel like this message, a lot of the time, it's something that we do without really realizing that we do it. A lot of the time, it is a conditioned response. It is a lot of the time, it's like, you know, in school, you're being told not to do that because you're making, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm sure you know what I mean. It's a bit of a tall poppy syndrome, like cut down the tallest poppy because the rest of them feel jealous, something like that. So stop, you know, don't let what other people are doing make you stop being your brightest and most beautiful self. We're all perfect as we are. So yeah, anyway, let's have a look at group 3's messages for this fucking week. Excuse my language, but I just dropped a whole pile of things. That's just the door, sliding door up there. All right, so the first thing we have is the 5 of Swords. Okay, so that's interesting. This is talking about feeling left out. The 5 of Swords is feeling left out, right? It's like left out in the cold. I think that's right. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I feel. That's what I got anyway. It's like this kind of, it's a fight, like maybe a fight within you, because you want to be bright, you want to be yourself, but you also want to fit in and you don't want to feel ostracized by people. We have on this card right here, we have, see, he's up here and he's going, oh my god, this guy down here's like, hey! Right? So it's kind of like, and he's taking in the light, the guy in the background there. So this one's so busy. I'm actually picking up sort of like social anxiety, where you're worried about what other people think too much about you, and you worry, that worry kind of takes you out of yourself because you're so busy trying to keep everybody happy, not upset anyone, and it makes you nervous. It takes up so much energy that you can't kind of take in this light and just be yourself, which is, it's keeping you stuck. So you've got the Hanged Man here. I feel like it's kind of stopped you from moving forward in your life in some way. I feel like, I mean, it could be so many different ways. There's nothing specific coming through right now. Just that you aren't moving forward in the way that you would like to. But strangely enough, you have the 6 of Wands, which is like a victory. It's like being seen. It's like a public kind of recognition, I guess, is the best way to put it. So I'm going to pull some more cards because this is very intriguing. I kind of feel like once you've worked out why you feel like you need to dim yourself down a bit, or what it is, what situations make you feel like this, and why that's happening, you know, you might be able to work through it and it will stop this blockage that's happening for you. So I've got the 7 of Swords now, but it came up in reverse. So the 7 of Swords is a little bit of sneaking away, trying to get away with something. I think you can see this guy's, he's stolen the crow's feathers and he's trying to run away with them. I'll show you the right way up, see? And that crow is not fucking happy. Look at his face. So it's like the thief got found out. I don't know why my guides had me say that in that way, but whatever it is, it's sort of like someone has stolen your recognition or something like that. I'm trying to kind of get a clearer message. Or beware of someone. I think that's what them. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what's coming through when I'm thinking about it properly. Is like we've just had the stone people. We're talking about vigilance, being wary of people, but not not needing to act specifically. Just being wary of certain people around you, and maybe that's kind of bringing up reasons that you don't, that you dim to fit in, that you feel like you don't fit in if you're your fullest self, and that kind of stops you. But it's saying to be wary of this person because they're full of shit, basically. Then they're kind of stealing your limelight somehow. I don't quite know how. I'm going to look at that a bit more. I feel like it's very much, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of getting this message about a narcissistic, it's not like a romantic relationship, but it's maybe a family kind of situation or a friendship situation where there's somebody who just, oh, yuck, what a feeling. It's someone who you don't, you shouldn't trust them, but somehow they worm their way in and get everybody else to kind of think that they're great, whereas you are knowing, you kind of know that, and you're worried about this. And it's also kind of detracting. It's detracting from who you are because you're so worried about this particular situation or something like that. Let's have a look. What have we got here about? Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles. I can't get that right. So this is, yeah, sort of like juggling, trying to keep everyone happy. This is the message I'm feeling here. All right, so we're getting a little bit closer, a bit deeper into why you're being asked to recognize where you're dimming yourself down to, to fit in with other people or to keep other people, also other people don't feel threatened by you, perhaps. But it's also, they're asking you to find out why and what it is and who, right? There's a definite who here. And it's this person, whoever this person is in your life. This is weird for me because I usually just read energy. I don't read about people. I'm not an earthbound psychic in any way, shape, or form. So it's a strange message. So hopefully I'm making sense with it. But yeah, there's this person who's kind of like stealing or trying to steal your limelight. It's blocked. You're trying, and it might be a kind of insidious thing, something that you're not really as aware of as you could be, right? So you're trying to balance things, trying to keep everybody happy, whereas you can't keep everybody happy. It just doesn't work that way. It's like sometimes you have to be the bad guy, sometimes you have to be the person that says no, this isn't right. I feel like for you guys, setting good boundaries. What is it that I saw about boundaries the other day that really kind of made a lot of sense? It's like my boundaries are not where I can stop loving you, but where I can love you and me at the same time. So maybe that's a message for some of you as well. Pardon me, my yawning. So yeah, we have this balance, this juggling act going on with you and someone else, and this person it's kind of like, I think you know that it's kind of toxic, but you're not really seeing it as a thing that's kind of stopping you from being your true self, or from shining your light. Maybe you're so focused on this balancing act that you're doing that you're not really doing the things that make you who you are, or you're not doing you're not focusing on your purpose or your mission, or however you want to put it. I feel like obviously you guys are light workers or energy workers or something like that, right? Highly sensitive people going through the ascension journey, many different ways of putting this, but people who are on the spiritual path, right? I feel like for some of you, okay, for some of you, it's a person in your life who's kind of kicking you off balance, but you're not really recognizing it as much as you could be recognizing it if you were to take a step back and be detached from the way that you're having to balance things and keep people happy and this, that, and the other. For others of you, this is a situation and it's kind of stealing the joy from you, so you're not able to have this feeling of, I can be recognized, I'm okay with this, and be yourself and do your thing, right? We have the Chariot in reverse come up as well. So again, it's kind of like whatever it is that's happening for you, however this situation is playing out, it's not going anywhere. It's a dead end. Okay, that's what my guides are saying. We've got the Hanged Man in reverse. Oh no, we've got the Hanged Man. It's the right way up, and we've got the Chariot in reverse. Both of those. Well, the Chariot's about moving fast forward, going forward on your journey, but it's in reverse, so it's basically like, no, it's not. It's going backwards. And the Hangman is stasis. It's like not moving. Sometimes not moving can be a good thing. I feel like, as I'm saying that, my guides are saying in my head, like, don't budge. There's something really that you need to put your foot down about a little bit, maybe, or as I was saying, boundaries, right? But it's also just saying you're stuck. You feel stuck, right? You feel stuck, and you're stuck doing this balancing act, which is taking away from you being you. Let's have a look and see some more messages. Can we get some midweek messages? God almighty, that was only the beginning of the week, guys. Sorry. All right, let's have a look. What have we got here? Okay. So we have the Nine of Wands reversed. So a lack of boundaries, as I was saying, is creating this issue. Whether it's... I'm just trying to tap in a little bit more. I can feel the situation. So whether it's like agreeing to things that you wouldn't normally agree to just to be in someone's favor, perhaps, or because you want them to love you or to, accept you or something like that. For some of you, it's creating this lack of boundaries, which is kind of draining you of your light. So we're talking about practicing boundaries. Practicing boundaries. I can't even talk. And then we have the Page of Swords in reverse. So this is talking about being like in your head and there's too much going on and you're not able... I feel like for some of you, not all of you, this is someone who's doing this deliberately. It's not a good thing, right? That someone's trying to confuse you deliberately, that they're kind of throwing... It's sort of like, the picture that my guides are giving me is someone on a tightrope and there's like all of these objects getting thrown at them and they kind of like, they can't balance, right? There's just too much going on. They can't focus on one thing. And it's kind of like a deliberate confusion for some of you, not all of you. For the rest of you or others of you, this is just you not being quite sure what to do, I feel. So then we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles talks about community, reaching out to people, making more... I feel like this is coming through so strongly that there's this kind of narcissistic relationship or obsessive relationship. And look, it could be you who's obsessing over someone else. No shame. Everybody goes through this, I'm pretty sure, at some stage, especially if you have had a twin flame or some kind of soul connection. They can feel very obsessive and very all-consuming, I think is the word. And part of that journey is just to learn to detach from it and to be yourself. And if people don't love you for who you are, then they're not actually for you, which can be a very difficult lesson to learn. But that's also about, learning how to love yourself and have the boundaries around not caring too much what people think. And if you think that that's your twin flame, they won't, or your soul connection or whatever. People who suddenly don't like you because you won't do this or that, they're not meant to be with you, full stop, right? You're meant to be with people who support you and love you for exactly who you are, not people who want you to be someone else, right? Big message here. So this is a message with the Three of Pentacles. This is talking about reaching out to other people, having community, having people, remembering that there's other people around, not just this one thing, right? This one thing that you're stuck in, that your head's stuck in, that's all you think about, kind of thing. I feel like grounding would be a very good message for you too. This is group 2, I think, was get grounded, but really for this, or maybe it was group 1, I don't know. This particular period of time, we're doing a big shift, right? We're going from this big eclipse energy and the full moon energy, and we're still kind of riding that. So we're in this in-between time, we're shifting, and a lot of people find it hard to stay grounded in this kind of energy because it's very big. The best way I could put it. Strong. It's very strong, and it's like, it's a different vibration. It's a higher vibration or frequency than we are used to. So as we adjust to it, we become more used to it. But in the beginning, it can take you quite high. So I feel like grounding for you too, because you need to stay in your body more and listen to what your body says about this situation or this person. Because a lot of the time, if we just let our minds kind of lead, we get into trouble. Our body could be telling us, no, this is not right, this person's not doing the right thing, this situation's, making me shrink, making me not be myself, or somehow manipulating me without me knowing that they're manipulating me into kind of, agreeing to things that don't agree with my soul. So yeah, I feel like for you guys, the grounding and reaching out into, other people, like friends, family, counselors, just remembering that there's a bigger world out there than just this one situation. Can we get some more messages? So the biggest thing so far that's coming through is like asserting boundaries and practicing that, remembering to be vigilant, and not letting people dim you down. Okay, so there seems to be a lot of quite heavy energy, and I feel like it's shifting for you, right? So this is something that's maybe coming up, that you may be being faced with at this time after the full moon and the eclipse a couple of days ago. It's not going to last, guys, but at this point in time, I'd say reach out to your friends, reach out to people in your community. If you're part of a community, like when I say community, I mean like a spiritual community, a group on Facebook where you can talk to other people who are going through similar things, who can support you, that kind of thing, so that you can remember that there's other people. It's not just you. A lot of the time when I do posts about the energies and things like that, especially on Instagram, I'm always saying it's not just you. It's not just you, because also a lot of the time it feels like it's just you, but it's actually collective. So this is a collective reading, right? So there's a whole collective of you going through this. You're not alone. So if you reach out to people, you might find some more support, or just the knowing that it's not just you and that you've got other people around you as well who can help and support you get through this, which I feel will be changing towards the end of the week anyway. We're just going to have a look at the messages for the end of the week, because this is all pretty heavy energy, but yeah, sometimes we have to shift this heavy energy to move into something a little lighter and, to be able to be ourselves. Okay, so we have the Hermit, but it's in reverse. So yeah, it's definitely saying now isn't really the time to be retracting your energy. I thought the cat was under there, but it was a balloon. I moved with my foot. It was really weird. Yeah, under the desk, that is, in the dark. So yeah, now's not really a good time to be spending a lot of time by yourself thinking about these things, right? So I would say go out, live your life, hang out with your friends, find support in your community, or even like, you can message me if you want to on Facebook. I can't always, reply straight away or whatever, because, I have a life, but and I do a lot of hermiting. But, if you need support, you can always message me, because I will reply eventually. Okay, so let's have a look. So reverse tower. All right, so I feel like this tower, it's in reverse. So basically it's not, but I feel like it was something that happened in the past as well. And I'm trying to get some more. Can we get some messages for group 3 towards the end of the week, please? Ooh, nearly lost all of these cards. Group 3, end of the week, messages, please. Oh, she wants to come out. All right. Yeah, so I feel like by reaching out to other people for support, or just to remind yourself that there's more to life than that one thing that you're obsessing over, or you're stuck in, or however that resonates for you. And trust me, don't worry, I have been obsessed with things in my lifetime. The whole twin flame thing for 6 years, right? Bizarre. Just absolutely obsessed with it, with the person I thought was my twin flame, with finding out all about it, and then realizing that it wasn't really, it was just one person or one particular way of thinking about these kind of connections, these soul connections. So it's very strange, but that's how it is. So anyway, coming towards the end of the week, because you are going to be reaching out to other people and not, retracting yourself, you will find more emotional balance. You'll be sort of sitting in this Queen of Cups energy, and the Queen of Cups she's not quite the King energy, but she's a lot of balance. She's comfortable with her emotions, but she's also, like, you can see she's half submerged in water, and water, it represents emotions. So she's quite happy to be around emotions, but she's not buffeted by them. She's not overtaken by them. She probably, and I would say she does, have very strong boundaries about what she will and won't accept in her life, and she's probably aware of how to kind of protect herself with those boundaries too. Alright, so let's have a look. And this will be you. This will be what energy? I feel like all of this that we've been talking about is something that you've been shown, right? You've been shown that you're being manipulated. Maybe not, intentionally, but it's a situation that's kind of creating this feeling of acceptance. It creates a feeling of acceptance when you say yes to something that's not part of your soul path, or something you wouldn't normally do, but you want to kind of keep these people happy because it actually makes you feel good too. So it's, when I say manipulation, I don't mean like deliberately messing with your brain, although some people might be, but I kind of feel like this is more you realizing a pattern, you realizing the way that you kind of do this to yourself in a lot of ways as well. And I'm not saying other people don't have a part in it, but we all play a part in our own downfall as well. And I'm giggling at that because I'm so good at it myself, right? We all are. But when you get shown it, that's when you can actually stop and change that pattern and say to yourself, look, maybe I should stop and think about that. Maybe I should see how that's actually affecting my life. Yeah, so this is something also part of the healing journey. But yeah, anyway, coming towards the end of the week, you'll be in the 7 of Queen of Cups and the 7 of Wands type energy. So 7 of Wands is like people are poking stuff at you, right? There's all these messages and energy and things coming towards you, the wands, but you will be in this little bubble because you will found this balance, this you'll be releasing this, you're making boundaries, right? And you're practicing boundaries with people who might be, I'm just trying to think of how to put this. It's like people that you're interacting with, maybe people that you love. Sometimes these things that that we do or that people do, they're not done in an intentional way to hurt you. It's just the way that they've been brought up, because most of us were brought up in this, what I like to call conditional culture, where you have to give something to get something from somebody. You can't just, this is the belief of the system, right? It's like this idea that if you don't do this, then you don't get that, right? Whereas, you know, really, if you're in the unity consciousness kind of mindset, you know that that's not really true, that people who are behaving like that come from that. They haven't evolved past that. They haven't expanded their minds into the fact that, you know, we really should be loved just because we exist, right? Just because we exist, we should be loved, not because, you know, you make them feel better or they can make you feel bad and that makes them feel better. All those sorts of things. I won't go on too much longer. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. But while the beginning of this week might be pretty full on for you guys, I feel like towards the end of the week, you're going to be recognizing whatever this pattern is, whether it's within you, whether it's within a relationship, whether it's in a family dynamic or a work dynamic even. And you're going to be setting boundaries and you're going to be practicing setting boundaries, because setting boundaries isn't always that easy. And that's going to help you to stop dimming your light so you can just be yourself, like fly your crazy freak flag or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm going to pull some oracle cards from messages from the angels. So we'll get some nice messages for you guys from there. Group 3. Can we have some messages from group 3? For group 3 from... okay, so reconsider. Alright, there's something that you need to reconsider this week. I'm not sure what it is exactly. We'll have a look and see if something comes up. Otherwise, it's one of those things. Sometimes my guides don't give me all of the information because they want you to work it out, right? This is part of the path, is for you to know. So reconsider. Might be reconsidering something that you have previously agreed to or something like that. Okay, forgiveness is something else that might come up for you this week. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you forget. Forgiveness doesn't mean that the other person got away with something. It just means that you don't want to live with that energy anymore, holding on to that, you know, the pain or the hate or whatever it is. Once you forgive, you release that out of your energy and you don't have to like waste your time, your energy on that. So I feel like a situation, this could have been something in the past that's just been bothering you. Maybe it's come up for you again, and this is saying, you know, the way to release this is forgiveness. The way to find your Queen of Cups and Seven of Wands energy and to, you know, be as bright as you're meant to be is to forgive. And then opportunity. So that's cool. Opportunities coming up. For me, this always looks like a very abundant sort of thing. You can see all this like gold coming down, but you know, it could be all sorts of opportunities. And because it came up when I read the message for the stone people, the vigilance card, they talked about being vigilant about an opportunity. It's kind of confirming, you know, that there is an opportunity coming up for you. So maybe just working on putting up those boundaries and forgiveness so that you can recognize that opportunity instead of being focused on the other stuff. Although for some of you, I feel like the opportunity is actually going to give you the energy to forgive and, you know, forget about things, the other stuff. We won't go back into it. Any more messages? All right, so this one's be assertive. This one came up for another group as well. I think it was group 1 or group 2. I can't remember. Yeah, so be assertive. Assert your boundaries. Assert your... It's about, yeah, it's about... So being assertive, you know what being assertive is. You don't have to be aggressive. Being assertive is just saying no. No is a full sentence, right? So if there's something you don't like, no. Nope, it's fine. And we'll pull one more. All right. What have we got here? Ask your angels. So ask your angels for help. If you feel like you're struggling with this, or, you know, you just need extra help with whatever is going on for you. Yeah, ask your angels. Okay, so I feel like this is probably a good note to end your reading on. I hope that you got some good messages from this reading. This is a collective reading, so not all of it will resonate with you. And if you did want to have a personal reading, you would get more personal, you know, personalized information. You can come to my Facebook page and message me there. I think I fixed the link because I had that old link up there. And I was like, why is no one messaging me? All right, that's why. So yeah, please feel free to come and message me if you do need support as well. I am a qualified holistic counsellor, so I'm not just some random chick on YouTube reading. Well, I am, but reading tarot. I have a bit of a background in energy psychology and hypnotherapy and working with people, including myself, to get through these weird and wonderful times that we are currently facing. So yeah, message me if you wish. Otherwise, if you like the reading, if you got something out of it, don't forget to leave me thumbs up. Recommend to your friends, share with people who you think it might help, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And otherwise, I will see you on the next one. And thanks for watching. Bye.